Imagine, for a moment, the hustle and bustle of our modern world, the conveniences, the technology, and the relentless pace of life we have grown so accustomed to. You are seated comfortably, engrossed in a documentary about the Stone Age. But, in an unforeseen twist, something extraordinary happens. As you continue to watch, you start feeling an unusual connection with the content, as if the boundaries between the past and present are blurring. The Stone Age, a period that commenced 2.6 million years ago, unfolds before your eyes. You are no longer a passive viewer. You have become an active participant of this ancient history. The towering mammoths, the crackling fire, the primitive tools, they are not mere visuals, but tangible elements of an immersive experience. Suddenly, you find yourself standing amidst the ancient landscape. The cool breeze, the scent of earth, the distant calls of fellow hunters, it's all real. The modern world you knew fades away right before your eyes. As you look around, you see a world devoid of skyscrapers, cars, and artificial lights. Instead, you find yourself in a dense, ancient forest, surrounded by towering trees and the distant calls of unknown creatures. Welcome to the Stone Age. You find yourself in a world of uncertainty. Your modern life left far behind, or maybe far beyond. No smartphones, no internet, just your wits and the primal instincts that kept our ancestors alive. The air is thick with the smell of earth and vegetation, and the only sounds are the rustling leaves and the distant calls of unknown creatures. You stand alone, a stranger in a land untouched by technology. As you look around, you realize that survival in this primitive world will require skills you never thought you would need. You glance down at your modern attire, a stark contrast to the animal hides and crude clothing worn by the people of this time. Survival becomes your immediate concern. The realization hits you: you must learn to adapt to this harsh environment, just like our ancestors did. The feeling of vulnerability gives you goosebumps as you realize that your knowledge of the modern world won't save you here. The chill of the night air bites at your skin, and the need for fire becomes a necessity. And necessity is the mother of invention. You have watched documentaries on how to start a fire with modern tools, but here, you must master this essential skill from scratch. You collect dry branches and scrapings of bark, determined to start a flame, but the sparks dance just out of reach, challenging you with each attempt. Frustration threatens to break your spirit, but you refuse to give up. With each failed attempt, you learn a little more about this primal skill. As you continue to practice, you feel the thrill of success as the sparks finally catch and ignite a flame. Cheers! It's your first victory that fuels your determination to adapt to this new world. You will become skilled like those before you, forging a path through the wilderness and thriving in the face of adversity. The first few nights are spent huddled near your fledgling fire, listening to the eerie sounds of the wilderness around you. The darkness of the forest is overwhelming, and the rustling leaves and distant animal calls keep you on edge. Your stomach growls, and you begin to understand the daily struggle for sustenance. You grab a primitive bone spear and go for a perilous hunt for food. With each step, you have to carry around the weight of your primitive weapon, a striking reminder that you are no longer at the top of the food chain. The mammoths, massive and imposing, move with a grace that belies their size. The adrenaline pumps through your veins as you stalk your quarry, relying on your instincts to close in for the kill. But you and your tribe are relentless. You follow the massive footprints left by the mammoths, your senses heightened by the adrenaline coursing through your veins. This is life or death, and you are determined to live. The excitement and relief that come with a successful hunt are moments of triumph that make the hardships worthwhile. Food is scarce, and you learn to gather nuts, berries, and even cook with clay pots. Oat flatbread becomes a luxury, and spices, a rarity. Preparing food in this world is a laborious one. You grind grains with crude stone tools, kneading the dough with your bare hands. The scent of freshly baked bread fills the air, a welcome respite from the war of survival. Fire becomes your lifeline. The flickering flames provide warmth, protection, and a means to cook whatever you manage to catch. The crackling of the fire is a comforting and mesmerizing sound in the quiet of the night, and you find solace in its dancing light. Fire not only sustains you, but also becomes a symbol of hope in the darkness of the Stone Age. Your days are spent as a nomad, constantly on the move in search of resources. You become attuned to nature's rhythms, learning to read the land for signs of water, food, and shelter. The nomadic lifestyle is both challenging and liberating, as you carry your possessions with you and rely on the land for your survival. Each day is a new adventure, and the unpredictability of nature keeps you on your toes. Your appreciation for the delicate balance of the natural world grows with each passing day. Loneliness creeps in as you miss the connections you had in the modern world. Here, in the Stone Age, forging bonds with fellows is not just a choice. It's a pressing requirement for your survival. The firelight dances across the faces of your fellow tribespeople, casting flickering shadows that seem to tell stories of their own. You learn to communicate with your newfound companions through gestures and shared experiences. You listen to the elders' tales of battles fought, hunts won, and the hardships endured by generations long gone. But there's a dark side to this era. The Stone Age is also marked by violence. Raids, infighting, and battles are an unfortunate reality. Survival here hinges not solely on the pursuit of sustenance, but also on the perpetual quest to shield oneself from the dangers that lurk in every crevice, including the fear of violence from fellow humans. The constant vigilance and the necessity to safeguard oneself imbue each day with an undercurrent of apprehension. Scars, both tangible and intangible, bear witness to the tempestuous reality of existence in the Stone Age. You come to understand the complex dynamics of survival and the price that our ancestors paid for their existence. Amidst the challenges and dangers, you discover moments of breathtaking beauty. The ancient art serves as a window into the minds of our ancestors and their desire to express themselves creatively. The intricate details of the cave paintings and the haunting melodies of the bone flutes resonate deep within your soul. These moments of artistic expression become a source of inspiration and wonder in an otherwise harsh and unforgiving world. As the days turn into weeks and months, you begin to contemplate the true value of life. In this primitive world, every moment is precious, and every breath is a reminder of the gift of existence. The simplicity of life here contrasts sharply with the hustle and bustle of the modern world, making you appreciate the present in a profound way. You realize that the worth of life isn't measured by material possessions or status, but by the experiences and connections that enrich your journey. The Stone Age teaches you the importance of cherishing each day as a precious gift. As our journey through the Stone Age comes to a close, we hope you've been awakened to the depths of our shared history. Take a moment to appreciate the conveniences we often take for granted, the connections we foster, and the experiences we share. They define the worth of life in our world. The cacophony of car horns and the glow of city lights, once overwhelming, now offer a comforting embrace of familiarity. Thank you for joining us on this wild Stone Age escapade here on Think Beyond. As we venture forward, stay curious, stay adventurous, and never stop thinking beyond the boundaries of what we know.